I saw this tag on Christina Horner's channel and it sounded really fun, so we're going to do the 7 Deadly Sins book tag. So let's get started. Right off the bat is Greed, the most expensive book I've ever bought for myself, and that would be The Fairy Tales of Brothers Grimm. I love this collector's edition. It's like felt on the cover, and it has just beautiful artwork. Let me find a cool one to show you. It just has this great old artwork in it. I love it. And this book cost me a little bit over $40. And I know it was unnecessary. You can get the complete collection of Brothers Grimm for super cheap, but this one's so pretty. Next is Wrath. What author do I have a love-hate relationship with? And that is most certainly Stephenie Meyer. Particularly for the Twilight books. There are things about the story I love so much, and characters I'm so attached to. And then there are just moments of such stupidity. Just things that make me just hate every single character. And, I don't know. I mean, when she's good, and when she's bad, she tanks. Gluttony. What book do you want to reread over and over again? For me, that would be the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. This is only the 5th one, because I didn't want to hold up the whole thing. Sloth. Which book have you been putting off reading forever? It's that good old love-hate of Stephenie Meyer. I'm actually so lazy about reading The Host that I started it about 2 years ago, I think. At least. And I'm on chapter 16, and I have not been able to pick it back up again. Pride. What book do you think makes you sound very smart to other people? And I would have to say the book that I feel most intellectual for having on my shelf would be The Complete Pelican of Shakespeare. And I will say part of the reason, this is gonna be so arrogant, but part of the reason this makes me feel smart is because I've actually read these. It's not like, oh, in high school we had to read Romeo and Juliet and I kind of skimmed it. I've taken a lot of classes on Shakespeare and actually really honestly enjoy it. So it's not just the plays, it's also all of the sonnets. It has this cool map of what London looked like while the playhouse was open. It has pictures of the original advertising posters for the different plays. It's a very good thing to pull out when you want to impress people with how fancy and well-read you are. Next up is Lust. What character qualities do I just find instantly sexy? This is actually a really difficult question. I can think of a million character types I don't find sexy. I think the sexiest characters are the loyal to the end best friend characters. You know, your Samwise Gamgee, your Ron Weasley, all those characters who you know you can just depend on, and you never even have a moment of doubt of how they're going to work into the story because you can just have such confidence in their goodness. But even better is when they have all of that without it just being blind faith, when they're not afraid to sort of stand up to the main character when they're doing something wrong and have a little pushback. You know, they might be a sidekick technically, but they completely hold their own as a character. And last is Envy. What book do you wish someone would give to you? Which is not really how envy works, but that's okay. I would probably say the City of Bones, City of Ashes series. God, I'm not even sure what the series is called. Tons of people have recommended it to me, and it sounds really good, just right up my alley, but I've just never gotten around to purchasing it. I don't know. I know if I had it, I would just read the crap out of it, but I just don't have it yet, man. Maybe that should be my sloth. I'm too lazy to just purchase a book I'm really interested in. So that was my 7 Deadly Sins book tag. I hope that you do it too. If you are interested in doing this tag, you have been tagged, my friend. I'm in fact so dedicated to books that I don't even have a tripod. I just have more books.